The United States Department of Education has periodically issued new or revised regulations to address the implementation and interpretation of IDEA. IDEA provides specific rights to students and parents of students qualifying for or suspected of needing special education-related services. These rights are referred to as procedural safeguards. These safeguards are designed to ensure parental participation in the special education process and to ensure the student's rights to a free, appropriate public education, also known as FAPE. Procedural safeguards don't spell out what services you will receive. They describe the ground rules for how you'll work with your school. IDEA states that schools are required to provide you, the parent of a child with a disability, with a notice containing a full explanation of the procedural safeguards available under IDEA. A copy of your rights must be provided to you a minimum of once per year. There are other times you should also receive a copy. First, upon initial referral or your request for an evaluation. 2, upon receipt of your first state complaint. 3, when a decision is made to take a disciplinary action against your child that constitutes a change of placement. And 4, upon your request. Your rights are also referred to as procedural safeguards. Parents have the right to receive a procedural safeguard notice, participate in the special education process, access your child's educational records, expect confidentiality of your child's information, provide informed consent before certain things can happen, receive prior written notice, receive information in a way that is understandable to you, receive an independent educational evaluation if you disagree with the school's evaluation, use the stay put right, and use specific dispute resolution options. We're going to take a look a little bit more in depth about each one of these. Your school must provide you with a written explanation of your rights, both IDEA and Louisiana laws, at least one time per year. They have to provide you with this booklet one time a year. This is the procedural safeguard notice. The purpose of the procedural safeguard notice is simple. It's to inform you of your rights. This also includes the protections your child has as well. In Louisiana, I believe the booklet has changed, but it's called Louisiana's Educational Rights of Children with Disabilities, Special Education Processes, and Procedural Safeguards. The Families Helping Families Centers are mentioned as a resource for families of students with disabilities. You can download that booklet from the Louisiana Department of Education website. A link to the Louisiana Department of Education's procedural safeguard notice is going to be provided to you in the resource section, and we'll try and include a digital copy in your resources after the presentation. The State Department of Education has issued a new procedural safeguards booklet. However, we were informed that there were errors in the booklet, and we'll be waiting to share it when it's completed. And then one of IDEA's foundational principles is the right of parents to participate in education decision-making regarding their child. The law is very specific about what school systems must do to ensure their parents have the opportunity to participate. Parents have the rights to participate in meetings, those related to evaluation, identification, and educational placement of their child, or those related to the provisions of the Free Appropriate Public Education, FAPE. Parents have the right to be team members of any group that decides whether their child meets eligibility criteria for special education and related services. Parents have the right to be members of the team that develops, reviews, and revises the IEP for their child. Parents have the right to be members of any group that makes placement decisions for their child. IDEA states that the education of children with exceptionalities can be made more effective by strengthening the role and responsibility of parents and ensuring that families of these children have meaningful opportunities to participate in their education. Parents have the right to see and get an explanation of their child's educational records. You can ask for corrections and additions. Those rights are protected by IDEA and the Family Educational Rights and Privacy Act, which is also known as FERPA. Under IDEA, the participating school district must permit you to inspect and review any education records related to your child that are collected, maintained, or used by your school district. They must comply with your request to inspect and review any education records on your child without unnecessary delay and before any IEP meeting or due process hearing, and in no case more than 45 days after you have made a request. Your right to inspect and review education records includes 1. Your right to a response from the school district regarding your reasonable request for explanations and interpretations of the records. You may request the school district provide copies of the records if that's the only way you can review them. You can have your representative inspect them and review the records. Each school district may charge a fee for copies of records that are made for you. If the fee doesn't prevent you from inspecting and reviewing those records, the school districts may not charge a fee to search or retrieve the records. Each participating school district must also keep a record of anyone accessing your child's school records.